Welcome. This webinar is brought to you by Illinois Century Network and Illinois Department of Central Management Services. I'll be talking to you today about how to navigate the USAC website. Now, USAC means Universal Service Administrative Company, and it is the company that manages the Schools and Libraries Erate program, and it's also the website where you have to go to enter the or submit the form 470. So let's go. The link is usac.org, and this is the homepage of USAC. And USAC manages not just the Schools and Libraries program, but also the High Cost Fund, Lifeline Fund, Rural Healthcare, as well as Schools and Libraries. So we'll click on this link, and then we'll click on this link here. And here you get to the homepage of the Schools and Libraries E-Rate program. First area I'd like to direct you to is the training. So we click on Trainings and Outreach here, and then View Webinar Recordings, and you see a pretty comprehensive list of webinars, and most of them are very recent, in fact, just done in the past couple of months. A very important and interesting webinar is this one, How to File Online. This is a step-by-step webinar showing you how to file your Form 470 online. Preparing to file, another useful webinar. How to certify a submitted form. That shows you how to electronically certify the Form 470 form. As you scroll down, these webinars relate to other forms, and then you'll see webinars on a range of different topics here. And in fact, there's another webinar that walks you through a Form 470. This webinar here, Erate Modernization Order, that talks about the rule changes that were introduced in July of last year. So that stayed in November, so it talks about the July rule changes. There were also a set of rule changes that were just released in December of last year. So I encourage you to look at these webinars. You know, this is a good webinar to start with, then this one, then this, and then you can look at all the other webinars. Now, a useful thing to do, I think, is to be able to look at the Form 470s that other applicants in Illinois have submitted and learn from them, and and see what they've put down for their Category 1, Category 2, and that just gives you an idea of what other people have done. So what we do is we go to the link here, Search Tools, we click on that. We then go to View a 470 here. The default funding year that pops up is funding year 2015, so we'll keep it at that. We click on Next. And here you see a search window. So we will select the state as Illinois here. We'll specify all the applicant types, so that's schools, school district, library, consortium, statewide. We'll change that to 99. Click Next. And, we've got page 1 of 12, where each page is showing 99 entries. And these entries show the Form 470. By clicking on here, we will see a Form 470. Before I do that, I just want to show you what this means. So Internet/telecom relates to the Category 1 services of external connectivity. So that is bringing broadband to a school, broadband to a library. Internal connections relates to the broadband within the property line of the library or school. and that is a Category 2 service, and that is the internal connections. Internal maintenance is another section within Category 2, and that relates to maintenance of the internal connections components. So here you'll see that, O'Fallon High School District 203 submitted this 470. They did not request any Category 1 services. They did request internal connection services. They did not request any internal maintenance. Clifton School District, they have a yes against all three sections here. So let's take a look at Clinton School District. You click on this link here, and here you see a submitted Form 470. This Block 1 provides the applicant information and address. Here we got the contact info of a person submitting the 470, and now we start into the services that have been requested. So this is Category 1. This school districts have not issued an RFP, so they've checked that box, and this is the service that they're asking for. And so, like, let's say internet access, 1 gigabit dedicated internet fiber connection. If we scroll down, so we're now at Category 2. They have not released an RFP, and these are the services that this school is specifying. These are the internal connection services. And so you've got the service here and the quantity capacity. And then here we have, this is the basic maintenance of internal connections, and this is the service they're requesting for basic maintenance. And no, they do not intend to release an RFP. Now, if the school or school district does have additional information beyond what is on this form, that is the checkbox here that is checked, and then they have to state how to obtain the RFP. I found that some applicants will say, a contact person. Many will just put a link to the internet, and that link will be here. So you can just go to the internet. If you want to see the RFP, you can just contact directly the person. They have to respond to you and provide the RFP. You just send them an email asking for the RFP. Okay, this is, so you can, at your leisure, just look through this list. I'd like to show another example here. So Catholic Schools Chicago, they said no for Category 1, yes and yes for Category 2. And here you see it. This applicant has specified the internal connection equipment they need. They're quite specific here, and providing the brand name. And note that they put or equivalent. When you specify a particular brand, like here, 22 Ubiquity Networks, Enterprise Wi-Fi System Access Points, you have to put or equivalent. And that allows vendors to either respond with this particular access point brand or a similar access point, or an equivalent access point. And you are allowed to do this, obviously. You have to put or equivalent. That is key. If you were just to put the brand name without this or equivalent, then you would be denied funding. It's very important to triple check this Form 470, because if you make if you forget little things like that, and this has happened with other applicants, but if you forget little things like this, you will be denied funding. So really make sure that when you submit the form, it's all correct. So that's how to see a Form 470. So let's go back to the main page here. And another area I'd like to show you is this. This is a link, actually. If we click on here, click here to learn more. Erate Modernization Order. Now, last year there were new rules introduced by Erate in July of 2014, and another set of and additional rules introduced in December 2014. And then also in December, the Erate cap was increased from $2.4 billion to $3.9 billion. And then last year, an additional $1 billion is being made available for funding year 2015, and also an additional $1 billion is being made available for funding year 2016. So a significant amount of money is being made available for Erate, and so for that reason, I encourage you to apply for both Category 1 and also Category 2. Category 2 is the new terminology for the old Priority 2 services. Please note as well that you no longer need to submit a technology plan for the Category 2 services. And also, because of the additional money available, we expect that the cutoff rate, the cutoff for Category 2 will no longer be at the 90%, 89% level, but it could well come down to 80%, 70%. So I recommend that, whatever your discount level, that you apply for both Category 1 and Category 2. So this page has been put together by USAC, and it really focuses on the rule changes that were introduced last year. It's sort of a central information repository for rule changes. What I want to show you first is this important document. That is the eligible services list for 2015. So we click on that link, and it actually takes us to an FCC, the FCC. But this is the PDF document that is the eligible services list. Now, as you scroll down this document, you'll see that it has got initial text. This is text explaining some of the decisions made as to what is eligible, what is not eligible. So that gives you some background that was put together by the FCC regarding what's eligible, what's not eligible. Let's jump to the actual eligible services list. And this is starting here, Appendix B. So Appendix B, it starts off by stating what is no longer eligible for support. Then Appendix C, eligible services list for funding year 2015. So it's Appendix C, that's the eligible services list. Some additional text there, and then Category 1. So these are the Category 1 services that are eligible. It talks about the voice services, and there is a rule change introduced last year, 20% reduction per year for voice. The discount percentage of support is being reduced by 20% per year over the next several years. And then additional clarification on the Category 1. And then here the Category 2 services are listed. And please, go through this Category 2 list as well as the Category 1. Read this clarification text, and you'll get a good understanding of what is supported here. Now, you have to assume that if the item is not in this list here, that it's not supported. All the items here for both Category 1 and Category 2, so the equipment and the services, relate to bringing high-speed broadband to a school or library and then distributing that high-speed broadband within a school or library. So that's an important document, the eligible services list. Also on this page, you will see a paper copy of the Form 470. So that allows you to print out the Form 470 and have a paper copy, as well as instructions, associated instructions. So this will complement well the webinar that I showed you before. And this is detailed instructions about how to complete a Form 470. So this, a few other points as well. Erate Modernization Order, that is a link to the 176-page document that was released in July of last year that stated all the rules for Erate that were released in July. Now, this is a good document. This is a Erate Modernization Order summary. This is a 9-page document that summarizes the rules. And if you want to understand the rule changes from July, that's a good place to start. And then I mentioned in December there were rules released. This is the document to learn about those rules, the second modernization order. And then you've got the press release here. Now, I'd like to point out one other item. If we go back to the main page on the Schools and Libraries link, you have to be careful with the information on this website. So I've pointed out areas of the website which are recent and are up to date. But you have to be careful. If we click on this link here, this is a sort of a step-by-step guide of the whole E-rate process for an applicant. And let's just click on Step 1, Technology Planning. And it talks about technology planning, starting with funding year 2011, schools and libraries applying for priority to internal connections and basic maintenance services must prepare a technology plan. This actually is out of date. I mean, first of all, the priority 2 is now, the terminology is now category 2. The rules introduced from July of last year stated that you do not need to submit a technology plan. So that's just a cautionary warning that, be careful when you use this website. It's not all being updated. USAC, are in the process of updating it. Hasn't been updated yet. The areas that I've shown you today are, recently updated areas that I would, if I were you, rely on. If you have questions regarding, a particular aspect of E-rate, and in particular, if these are questions regarding whether you think whether you'll get funding or not, etc., you can use this link here, submit a question. And I have used that link, and my experience is that if you submit a question, USAC will get back to you. In my experience, if you submit one or two questions, they'll get back to you in 2 or 3 days. If you submit, 5 or 6 more detailed questions, maybe it'll take a week to get back to you. So I hope this has been useful. I recommend that you apply for both Category 1 and Category 2, that you use the tools that this website provides to learn about how to apply for Category 1 and Category 2 and how to submit a Form 470. That is the first form you need to submit. So there'll be future webinars later on regarding future forms like the Form 471, which is what you will submit when you've received the vendor responses to your Form 470. Okay, with that, I wish you luck in your Form 470 submission. Goodbye.